Hold up. Wait a minute. Jen Shah's husband, Coach Shah, and Monica Garcia? Say what? Heather Gay is outing a very salacious and possibly defamatory new rumor about Coach and Monica. And then Dorinda Medley and Margaret Josephs are beefing. They were supposed to do a show together in New York. It just got canceled because the ladies be fighting. Let's get into it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend. What's up, everybody in the club? In the club, we all fam. We all fam. So much going on, so much drama, so much tea. We have feuds and affairs and my oh my oh mamma mia. Mamma mia. Yeah, what a wild wild weekend. We have Heather Gay, who is revealing this new affair rumor for her new book. I can't keep up with it all. There's so much going on. Did anybody do any fun Black Friday shopping? Any fun Cyber Monday deals? Don't forget, BuyArray's having a Cyber Monday deal. You get 30% off site-wide. Use code Zack, Z-A-C-K, for free shipping at buyarray.com. So don't miss that. All the good stuff. What do we want to start with today? But let me know if you guys have any good Black Friday deals that you're checking on out. My favorite part was Zach's impromptu Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I got a little drunky, and I was like, you know what? We haven't done an Instagram Live in a while with some wine in me, and oh boy, was I litty city, and we were just living life, Oh, Book Sweetheart did a pack of 12 Doritos. Okay. I am taping Juicy Scoop today, by the way. So surprise, I'm back on Juicy Scoop this week. I have to go tape with Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop. So, you know, as Kimberly Archie taught me, you have to get glammed up to go on Juicy Scoop. Yes, that was a little shade, and I'm not surprised if that ends up on Reddit. Russ says, I got banned from chatting on Insta because of that live. What did you say, Russ? Sorry, I was a little lit, so I don't remember everything that happened that night. But yeah, I lived life, had a good time, enjoyed my Thanksgiving weekend, stuffed a few turkeys along the way. Bahar said, the way my jaw dropped when I saw the title of the video. Of this video or of my Instagram Live? What was the Instagram Live video? Liddy City Live, something like that. Finally alive. Greetings from London. Hi, Ellie Cat. I think I'm going to be in London next year. Definitely I want to go to Australia. Thinking of definitely doing London, maybe Canada, maybe Canada. I don't know. It depends on like if anybody's actually going to show up. So if you have like a crew that wants to show up to a live show, make it worth my time and come to a live show. Russ said, I send nudes. I can't send messages for 3 days. Oh, I did send a couple that night. Because I said some things on the gram, and then people were DMing me, and they're like, "Oh, can I see?" And I was like, "Okay, you know, like, listen, I just live my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden." Okay. Do we want to start with? Let's start with the Heather Gay stuff. So she has her new book that's coming out. It's called Good Time Girl. I'll read you the whole snapshot. She looks great in the book cover with her new tummy. She's like showing off. The cover of the book is like her lifting up her shirt, and it says "Good Time Girl" over it, like an explicit censored like bar, and it says "Good Time Girl" because that's what she was called. I think who was it? Lisa Barlow called her a good time girl in college, and so that's the name of her second book. Her first book obviously did very well. In the back of the book says, it's an excerpt from the introduction. It says, I've been given a second chance to experience the unlived life I longed for. I am honoring not the wildness of the world, but the wildness within me. I am no longer afraid to embrace it. Was she ever afraid to embrace it? I mean, you do you, girl. But listen, she is I don't know. Are people even the book comes out this Tuesday, December 3rd, but, like, are people that interested? I feel like she's not having the best season. But also, the Black Eye season, she sold her Bad Mormon book, and that also frustrated people. Anyway, here's the description from the book, Good Time Girl by Heather Gay. The instant New York Times best-selling author of Bad Mormon and the breakout star of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City returns with a hilarious illustrative and deeply reflective book about life and love as a former Mormon mother and reality TV star. In Bad Mormon, Heather Gay pulls back the veil on her Orthodox adolescence and marriage in the Mormon church and the painful process of leaving it all behind, becoming a successful business owner and reality TV star. She's a TV star. Reality TV star gave the single mom of three a second lease on life. After years of living in an insular bubble, Heather emerged bright-eyed, eager to take on the world, no matter how ill-equipped her upbringing may have left her. Now, in this provocative and laugh-out-loud funny book, the mother of three proves that she isn't just a bad Mormon, she's also a good-time girl. With thoughtful, smart, funny writing, Heather recounts the humorous trysts, mishaps, and serendipitous success she's found as a lifelong revealer in all things indulgent, reveler in all things indulgent. Coming off the heels of the most watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City episode of all time, Heather gives readers a behind the scenes look at the receipts, proof, timeline, and screenshots of that faithful night in Bermuda. From illicit high school trips to Tijuana and awkward dates set up by her overzealous co stars, Good Time Girl is a charming and intimate meditation on community, love, independence, womanhood, and most importantly, second chances. Do we care? I mean, I'm more interested in this book than I was in the last book. I didn't read Bad Mormon. I just don't care about the Mormon church, and I didn't care about Heather Gay all that much. Good Time Girl sounds like we're gonna have some good time stories, so I'm kind of here for it. Stassi Schroeder's book came out a couple months ago. You Can't Have It All: The Basic Bitch Guide to Taking the Pressure Off. Um, That was a good one. Oh, we have the Giggly Squad book that comes out too, but the Giggly Squad book doesn't come out until next year. Um, what else do we have? Oh, Matt Rife has a book coming out. It's called Your Mom's Gonna Love Me. You know, Matt Rife kind of does it for me in like a weird way. Like he's not cute, but he kind of is cute in like a weird way. Oh, it also comes out December 3rd. Do we want to read Your Mom's Gonna Love Me by Matt Rife or Good Time Girl by Heather Gay? Which book are we like leaning more towards? Um, I want more info on Heather's ex-husband. Where's my investigators at? Oh, we don't know much about her ex-husband. She's been looking great though, you know? I like Heather is looking a lot better with the darker hair and the Ozempic light. Like Heather is doing the damn thing, right? She looks, you know, a lot less inbred, if you ask me. Just putting that out there. Good for her. She's looking good. You know, Mary Cosby said inbred, and the internet was like, yeah. And now it's like, she's looking great, you know? What is it that you're not ugly, you're just broke? Um, you know, she's looking hot, right? She's looking real she's looking real good. Matt okay, everyone's thinking Matt Rife's cute, but, like, what book would we rather read? That's the poll of the day. Matt Rife's book or Heather Gay's book? What is Matt Rife's book about? Let me read you that description. One part memoir, one part comedy special, one part crazy first date. Just you and Matt Rife between the covers. What could be better? Matt Rife is well aware that he's both the most loved and most controversial comic in America today, and honestly, he thinks that's your problem. Matt reveals, without apology, of course, what led him to becoming comedy's biggest lightning rod before he reached 30, in a story full of bowls and hysterical takes on everything from Justin Bieber tramp stamps and rap battles with ex cons to Matt's struggle with depression and his many brushes with failure before finally hitting it big. Born in trashy backwoods Ohio, Matt was saved by his foul mouthed mother, or foul, wait, Matt was saved by his foul mouth. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring his mother into this. I don't know where mother came out from. Born in trashy backwoods Ohio, Matt was saved by his foul mouth but loving grandpa, Steve, who fostered his passion for stand up. He started hitting comedy clubs before he could even drink, cutting his teeth in front of crowds who dared him to succeed. Matt honed a brand of razor sharp, brutally honest stand up that took no prisoners and took him to the most famous stages of Atlanta and LA before he graduated high school. Along the way, he broke the hearts of MILFs everywhere, finally hitting puberty at the ripe age of 22 and never ever backed down. Full of Matt opening up at his unfiltered best about his life for the very first time, this book will give his millions of fans, wow, his millions of fans, everything that they want and more, and might even get his insecure enemies to change their mind. Ooh, insecure enemies. Okay. The shade, the snap, the tea. The New Yorker says it's one of the most he's one of the most popular acts in the country. And the New York Times says a new kind of cultural figure. That indeed. I do like me some Matt Rife. He was he's great at crowd work. He's not the best at stand-up, if you ask me. He seems boring. Let's go with Heather. Sounds like Zach's private time book. What is my private time? Hard pass on Matt Rife. Oh, huh. Interesting. We don't like Matt Rife as much. I think he's funny. We'll see. So it looks like everybody, maybe that'll be our next book club selection is the Heather Gay book. You are my fire. Is this leading back into book club? Sorry for the authors, but I'd rather listen to recaps of them than actually buy the damn book. Yes, this is leading back into book. We needed a book that we were interested in, right? His crowd work is great. His crowd work is hilarious. Okay. Well, in Heather Gay's new book, Good Time Girl, she's talking about Monica Garcia, not only about the Bermuda trip, but about Monica Garcia and Coach Shah. You'll never guess who had an affair. You'll never guess who's jealous of Adele. Beyonce. It's a Wendy Williams quote. R.I.P. to Wendy Williams now that she's been legally incapacitated. But so in the book, Heather Gay claims that I guess Monica went to go meet Coach Shah at a gas station, and it was at the gas station that Coach Shah made a move and pursued Monica, and I guess he tried to kiss her, and she pushed him off. And Heather won't reveal how she knows this information. She says that she has a good source. I'm assuming the good source that she has is probably Tanisha, the hairdresser, the one that gave her the screenshot timeline, receipts, proof, everything on Monica being reality Von Tease. I think Tanisha's probably the same source here as well. But yeah, do we believe that Coach Shah tried to hit on Monica at a gas station? Why are we at a gas station? Doesn't everybody know like the only time you go to a gas station is one to get gas or two if you're hungry and want some sushi? Is that what he want? He's like, oh, I'm gonna go. Okay, honey, I'm gonna go to the gas station and get me some sushi. I'm gonna have some Monica sashimi. Like, also, if this is the most interesting part of Heather Gay's book, that like this is what they're releasing as the excerpt to promote the book. I mean, I guess it's getting us talking about the book, but like that's the best you got is a rumor that you heard from someone, probably Tanisha. Who do we think was the source? Monica and Coach Shah, I do have to say, they have both come out to deny, or the Shahs, a rep for the Shahs, both Jen and Coach Shah. They have all said that like it's ridiculous and they don't like to pay attention to the rumors. They don't like when people are talking about the rumors about them. So remember, yeah, weren't there rumors that Jen Shah was cheating on Coach? And then there was the rumor feds found. Oh, sorry guys. There's a little blip in the camera. But yeah, remember that? That was a wild time. Wouldn't they admit it if it was true? Would they admit it if it was true? I don't think they would admit it if it was true. They would have like I don't know. I don't think that they would be honest with us and be like, yeah, there was really an affair. Like that just would not. What do you think? I fell out of a coconut tree? No, they wouldn't come out and say it. But don't you remember the story of when I forgot how I think there were text messages, or I think the woman came out and she's like, "Yeah, Jen Shah showed up at my house and she was knocking at my door and she was yelling at me because I was having an affair with her husband." Or no, or was Jen the one that was having the affair and the wife found out and so Jen approached the wife of the husband she was having an affair? Does anybody remember this rumor? I know I didn't make this up. I know I didn't make I remember reporting on it when it happened. I just don't remember the exact details. I just know Jen Shah did show up at a woman's house. And I don't remember if it was a woman that Coach was having an affair with or if it was the wife of the woman that Jen was having an affair with, because there were rumors that Jen was having an affair with somebody. And then remember the rumor that Jen Shah was eating out Meredith at a steakhouse? That one was wild. So yeah, Lisa paid for the Uber and it stopped at some weird place. Yep, because then she got into a different Uber and that Uber took her to wherever she was going to have her affair. Yes, see, I'm not the only one that remembers this. Thank you. Was it Lisa that got the Uber or was it Heather that got the Uber? And Whitney knew about the Uber too, right? I don't know. Love at first pump. That's hilarious, Sharon. Um, maybe Coach wanted Monica's sashimi. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's possible. I think I think that Jen and Coach Shah maybe weren't the most honest. And I think that they probably did a little philandering on each other. And Monica was obviously, listen, Monica's a gorgeous woman that, like, if you're already a bit of a cheater, I wouldn't be surprised, if you're going to continue to cheat, it's out there, it's available. The sashimi is ready. So I would not be surprised if he did hit on her. I'm surprised that Monica's not owning up to it, though. I'm surprised that Monica's denying it. But also, isn't that wild that, like, the most we're talking about is Monica and Coach Shah and Jen Shah? Meanwhile, the book is about Heather, but yet the most interesting to come out of the book is this rumored affair that probably Tanisha leaked. I don't know. I will say, though, Heather Gay, despite well, I mean, can we even trust or believe Heather Gay? Like, come on. Remember when she told us all the lies about the black eye last season or the season before? Like, can we trust anything Heather says at this point? And also, if you don't out your source or you don't have like actual receipts or details, like, is there a photo? Was there a video? Like, how do we even know that this is true? How do we know that the person that told her this was true? I don't know. Michelle says, because Heather has nothing to give of herself, she's willing to give us anything worthwhile. Remember when Whitney said something about how, like, Heather outed her in the last book? She's like, "You used my, bedroom life to promote your book." And now it seems like she's doing that again. Cassie says, "Receipts or it didn't happen." Yeah, what would be like, we would need a photo. Like Tom D'Agostino making out with the girl, and Bethany had the photo. Like, when Bethany revealed that Tom was cheating on Luann, she had receipts, proof, timeline, everything. She had a photo at the Regency of Tom with the mistress. So I need something a little. Michelle says she won't even reveal her real birthday for Pete's sake. There we go. Thank you. I don't know if Heather is the most trustworthy, but at the same time, I think she's looking mighty fine. She's on her health and wellness and fitness journey. And if you want to have your own health and wellness fitness journey, then I want to tell you guys a little bit about my new secret weapon that I think you guys are gonna like. Because I've been taking it lately and I've thoroughly been enjoying the results on me thus far, and that is Lipozene. Lipozene is a weight management supplement that helps the customer to reach their desired weight by helping them feel fuller faster. With over 35 million bottles sold, Lipozene is one of America's most trusted weight loss management supplements. Okay. It fits in any lifestyle, no drastic changes. Lipozene will fit into your the lifestyle that you're already living. It contains no stimulants and is non-GMO, gluten-free, and caffeine-free. So that means there's no jitters. You're not going to get those like crazy jitters. Nope, not going to get that. Okay. It's shipped discreetly to your door and it's affordable, starting at just $29.95. You have 1 month to try it. If you don't like it, if you don't like the results that you get, you can call them back and return it for the purchase price. Terms and conditions do apply, but shipping is absolutely free. Okay. With Lipozene, you can get started for just $29.95, a price that's accessible to just about everyone. Lipozene contains glucosamine, which is scientifically proven. And scientific studies have shown that it has the ability to support weight management with a combination of balanced diet and lifestyle. The fiber in Lipozene can absorb water and it expands up to 200 times its weight. And this is what helps you feel fuller quicker. So just be sure to take this right before having a meal with some water, and it'll help you feel fuller. Okay. So if you want to start losing weight with Lipozene, all you need to do is take 2 capsules with 8 ounces of water at least 30 minutes before your 3 largest meals of the day. If no 2 days are the same for you, don't worry because you can tailor it to fit your needs. Lipozene works on your schedule. Okay. If you want to give it a try, go right now. For this trial offer, go to lipozene.com and use code NOFILTER. Okay. That's Lipozene, Lipozene, lipozene.com, and use code NOFILTER. All right. For a trial offer, go right now. Kickstart your weight loss journey. It's like some of those other, alternatives that people may be taking, but this one is easy, it's accessible, and it's affordable. They ship it right to your door. Lipozene.com, use code NOFILTER. Okay. Book Sweetheart says, slick transition to the ad. Laura says, he always slides the live reads right in. I know that's right. Always just slide it right in. As long as you have consent, just slide it right in and then go for it. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah. Give Lipozene a try. Also, guys, just a reminder, I love my pals at BioRay. They're these yummy, easy to take tinctures. Perfect for the whole family. I am taking Liver Lover because I had a great holiday and my liver could use a little extra love with all the coffee and the cocktails that I was drinking. But I'm also taking the new Raise line Thinking Cap by BioRay to make sure I'm a little focused today, especially since I'm taping the podcast and then I have to go tape Juicy Scoop. But they're so easy, right? Look at you, just shake it up, you dab it out, and then you just drop it right into your drink. You can put in coffee, water. You can put it in a mimosa, whatever you want to put it in. You just mix it right in. Delicious. Whether it's weight loss goals that you have, or not weight loss. Well, I mean, I guess you can use them for whatever health goals that you want to reach. BioRay is focusing on empowering your wellness this holiday season. So if you want to empower your wellness, they have everything from energy boosters to detoxifiers. You can go to BioRay.com today, Monday, it's the Black Friday promo, but it's extended for Cyber Monday. So today is the last day to clock in. 30% off. You have until 11:59 Pacific tonight. Okay. Get 30% off plus free shipping with code Zack, ZACK, at bioray.com. Today is your last chance. 30% off plus free shipping, guys. Give it a try. The new Raise line is great. Life is peachy. To help with the sugar rampage is what I like to take. Thinking Cap to keep me focused is what I like to take. Liver Lover, if you want to stay healthy, empower your wellness. Perfect for the whole family. Go check out bioray.com right now. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, Shannon Beador. Shannon Storms Beador is responding to John Jansen's interview. So she was just on Jeff Lewis Live. She says that she hasn't listened to John's interview and she honestly doesn't really care to. She says that Bryce Sander, who's the one that did the interview with John Jansen for Entertainment Tonight, Bryce did give Shannon a call, gave her a heads up, gave her the bullet points of what was discussed in the interview. And Shannon revealed that she did end up paying him $60,000 up front to be done. She's like, I want the lawsuit to be done. I'm over this. I'm done with this. I want to move on from this. She says that she doesn't care about his interview. She doesn't care what he has to say about her anymore. She just wants to move on with her life. And good for her, as she should, right? Good for her. Be done, Shannon. There's the door, Shannon Bedore. I just want her to like be able to peacefully move forward. Um, Obviously, John had a lot that he revealed in that exclusive sit down interview. We covered it on the podcast last week, but I want her to like heal and move on from all of this. I do think that even though John wants to blame Shannon for the reason like people don't like him, one, I think he's really absolving himself of any responsibility, but also I think Alexis probably did more damage to John Jansen this last season than Shannon Bedore did. I think Alexis really did not make John look good. And if anything, made herself look bad in the process. So Cassie said, there isn't anything Johnny J can say to make me like him. Yeah. The first offer was 70,000. She saved 10,000. Yeah, but I believe the total cost was 75,000. But she ended up paying him out 60K, wanted to be done. So she saved a little money. He was just like, I just want my money back. I just want the money that I was owed. I don't want to hurt Shannon. I'm just like, John, nobody cares. Like, literally, nobody cares who believes him. I'm sure that there is a lot of truth that he is telling, right? I'm sure that he's not entirely lying about the details that he told Bryce. The point is, we don't care, right? We care the fact that he and Alexis seem to have been piling on Shannon when she was already having a difficult time. And it seemed like they were just so tactless. Like, do I think Shannon's a great person? Probably not the best, right? I think that there's a lot of truth that he revealed. I mean, even when he came in with the forensic accounting, he showed that he had spent, what was it, over 300, 400 grand on the relationship. It's like, I believe that. He came in with the forensic accounting. All right, I get it. Dinners and cars and, gifts, all that stuff he spent on Shannon Bedore. They did a whole forensic accounting. So yeah, I understand where he's coming from. I don't think that she's the greatest, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, do we really need to keep kicking her while she's down? Do we really need to, do the Sutton and Garcelle thing and when you're on the ground, kick you in the teeth? You know? Pamela says he's a D-bag. That he is. Sharon says there's truth on both sides. His side has just been nasty. Alexis is been thirsty cringe. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. That's what makes them look worse is it's their behavior, it's their lack of tact. I mean, I understand. I mean, he's just like, well, I tried to do it and I did it at the time that I did because I was running out of statute of limitations. And like, I get it, but also Russ Davis says the forensic accounting is only going to confirm what he spent. It's not going to show how much he spent. Um, how much she spent. Correct. Well, she did her own forensic accounting. Remember, she wrote it on the little the little pads, the little notepads that she had them all written out on when she was showing Heather. Um, yeah. I mean, listen, at this point, they can be done. He's spoken his piece. He got his money. Like, let's just move on now. Let the mouse go, Claudia. Yes, I agree with you. Brittany said, could you imagine your ex talking about how much we spent on each other? Thank God I've never had that experience and never been that ex. They are both wrong. Yeah. Like, why do we need to account for every penny? Yeah. Well, Janelle, let's keep it moving. What else? Oh, Sandy Balls. Tom Sandy Balls has addressed the departure of Vanderpump or the end of Vanderpump Rules. I'll read you his statement since everybody's been posting their stuff, which stay tuned. There may be more something exciting that I can't wait to announce. Not with Tom Sandy Balls, but it just, with the end of Vanderpump Rules, there are new and exciting things that are on the horizon. So stay tuned for an announcement, hopefully very soon. Okay, I'll read you Sandy Ball's statement since I read all the rest. Tom Sandoval says, where do I begin? I'm going to make it bigger because I feel like I'm getting old and this is very tiny font. Sandy Ball says, "Where do I begin? I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions right now. The unbelievable series of events that brought this group together still blows my mind to this day. From a random meeting with Jax while modeling in Miami to responding to a Craigslist ad for another Tom looking for a roommate. Who would have thought that a stop along the way while chasing our dreams would turn into a cultural phenomenon that is Vanderpump Rules?" One thing about Sandy Balls is he's going to make it sound real exciting. He's going to make it sound real interesting, right? Feel like I'm gonna meet Santa Claus. We were aware as we were aware as to the effect this show. Oh, we were unaware as to the effect this show would have on our lives. The foundation of Vanderpump Rules was built on pure, honest, raw emotions, triumphs, struggles, and love that happened between the group of real friends and our relationships. I mean, also like, banging each other and affairs and cheating and lying. Those were also at the foundation of it too. As soon as we started filming, shit got real and never turned back. It's been a roller coaster ride, and you've been with us through every step of the way. To NBC Universal, Bravo, Evolution, Lisa, Ken, showrunners, field producers, and members of the crew who busted their asses with us in the trenches, my fellow castmates and friends, most importantly, to each and every fan, thank you all for believing us and being part of this 12-year journey. It's hard to put into words what I'm feeling right now, as in life, so much has happened over the years. Some of my past decisions led to incredibly challenging times from which I've learned valuable lessons and experienced personal growth. Despite the difficulties, I'm filled with gratitude for the learning experiences and forever grateful for all the memories. Until we meet again, Sandy. Just raise your glasses high. This one's for you tonight. So good for Sandy Balls. He's moving on. Let's talk Andy Cohen and Bethany, and then we'll get into the Dorinda and Marge. So Andy Cohen is firing back at Bethany Frankel. He spoke to Elle. He did an interview earlier this month, or sorry, I guess now we're in December. Earlier in November, a couple weeks ago, he did an interview and it just came out. And he's firing back at Bethany's claims that he profits, or that everyone's like, "Oh my God, Andy Cohen profits off all of these women's backs, and he's profiting off of the women." Well, he says that nobody profits off of the show more than the women themselves, Bethany included, which is true to an extent, right? Like if you play your cards right, if you're smart, if you know how to um like capitalize off of the opportunity, you can really become very successful, as Bethany has. He also says that although he's become a face for the franchise, that there have always been a number of other people that have helped run these shows, and that that they have a female executive that runs the shows as well. So he's like, there are plenty of women that are involved in this. Yes, there are some men, but there are a lot of women that are involved in the production and the making of these shows, right? So they're also filming and producing these women. Um, and so he's like, yes, I am technically have become the face of it, which I think was more by design than by accident, because he did Watch What Happens Live and the reunions. And so he did kind of become the face of the Real Housewives by inserting himself in it. But he says that, there are a lot of women that are running these shows. So, yes, he profits off of it, but so does everybody else, Bethany included. And Bethany's still profiting off of it, right? We follow her because we loved her on Real Housewives of New York. And so that's why we've continued to stay in touch with her, sometimes begrudgingly. He also says that when it comes to politics, because that was another piece of criticism, Siggy Flicker came out and said that she got a bad edit on Real Housewives of New Jersey because she voted for Trump, and they didn't like that, so they gave her a bad edit, which he says isn't true. He says he actually doesn't care who people vote for because, it's a reflection of America. I see this from two different angles, right? I do think that Bravo panders to a more liberal audience. I think we saw that most recently on Real Housewives in New York, where we had this scene recently where Aaron and Jenna Lyons are talking about abortion. Um, there's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of that virtue signaling. There's a lot of that liberal pandering to the audience that we see. And we do see how that's more favored on Bravo versus the more conservative values. We do see both sides. I think, we saw that on Ultimate Girls Trip season 2 at Dorinda's when we saw Vicky arguing with Dorinda, because obviously they, we're seeing things differently. And so I think that there was, we did see a bit of that juxtaposition. I think We did kind of see it a bit in the season of RHONY. What was it, season 8, season 9, when Carol was hosting the election party, and some people, we did kind of see where, there were people that had different political viewpoints. But I do think there is more favorability and a lot less of the canceling or firing for those that tend to lean more liberal and are more open about their viewpoints, right? The scene with Aaron I thought was powerful, but also disappointing in the sense that, like, we know that Aaron had donated to Trump's campaign in the past, Aaron Leachy, and had been a supporter of his in the past. So it was this weird Twilight Zone for me seeing that clip, because I was like, wait, but you were very conservative and you never talked about that and you never leaned into that and you never addressed that. And now suddenly you're leaning, a bit more liberal on the show, and it felt a little disingenuous because she didn't talk about her previous political affiliation or the donation that she made. She touched on it very briefly and issued a statement of like, yes, I did that and the audience found out about that, but like people's viewpoints change, and that's kind of where she left it. Whereas I wish she would have addressed that a bit more here of like, yes, I did feel this way, and you know what, my mind changed, my opinion changed. I want to know, I'm actually curious as to who she voted for this most recent election. Not that I want these shows to be super political, but like when you do have something like that where there's such a shift in the viewpoints of where somebody stands politically, I think watching that journey, or at least getting context and details as to how we came along that journey, I think is helpful. Otherwise it does feel disingenuous and it does feel like it is pandering, right? You're doing this whole spread in Glamour magazine to talk about your abortion, and yet you're not addressing the fact that you voted or someone that ultimately, took, because she was saying that she was so disappointed in the overturn of Roe v. Wade. But it's like, but you did vote for somebody that did play a pretty key role in how Roe v. Wade got overturned. So talk about that. Like, let's get to the meat of the issue. Otherwise, if you're hiding that, then it feels like it is disingenuous. And I know that it is hard because you can't really talk about your conservative views on these shows without the audience getting outraged or without there being some cancellation. I feel like we're moving out of that. We're moving out of that cancellation era and out of the um, outrage culture. People are still going to rant online about things, but I feel like, getting more insight into that is helpful, and it is more honest, and it's a more honest conversation rather than it looking like we're talking about something that's political and it's supposed to be important, yada yada yada. Where Andy Cohen even came out and tweeted about how powerful that scene between Jenna Lyons and Aaron Leachy was, right? And he applauded them, where I don't think he would applaud an honest conversation if it were between two conservative housewives and they were talking about an issue that really meant something important to them. I think if they disagreed with him politically, he would probably say that that was a dangerous conversation that was aired on the show rather than it being a powerful conversation that was aired on the show. So I do think that there are double standards, um but yeah, you know, um, I know she's now pregnant with another child, and I think that that's great for her. And I, have nothing. I like Aaron. Aaron's one of my favorites on New York, but I know that that was a conversation that has been happening over the past week that we haven't touched on the show. And then we also had like Mary and her son, which I do want to get into because the Mary and her son conversation is really good. But I know a lot of people want to talk about the Dorinda Marge feud, so let's get into that. And we will find a time to talk about Mary and her son because I want to talk about Ali Shapiro calling out Mary, saying that that was a conversation that should have remained off camera. So I do want to give that a little more time. Michael says that it was evident with Kelly Dodd. It was very evident with Kelly Dodd. I think that was, you know, very, very evident that, we were in a very heightened political climate, and Kelly Dodd was very easily given the axe as a result of that. And I think it's because the louder audience online does tend to lean a bit more liberal and less conservative. And so when you do have a housewife that's vocal or outspoken about something that has a more conservative or Republican undertone to it, immediately there's outrage over that. And I think that the network does continue to contribute to that. Okay, but let's move on to Dorinda and Marge. So Dorinda Medley, formerly of the Real Houses of New York, she's currently on pause, and Margaret Josephs from Real Houses of New Jersey, also I guess technically on pause until we see what's going to happen with New Jersey. I'm pretty sure they're going to give Jersey a full reboot the same way they did Vanderpump Rules. I think that's the way that they're going to continue to move things. Um, So we shall see. But so they were on this Blonde Ambition tour where they basically were doing live shows at like city wineries. And like I've done a bunch of live shows at city wineries. I was doing them before it became trendy to do them. Uh, I was doing them back in 2022 and all throughout 2023. I did a live show with Margaret Josephs at City Winery in New York. I did a live show with Dorinda Medley at City Winery in Philly. So, it's funny to see them now going off and doing these live shows. And so apparently they were doing these shows. It was the Blonde Ambition tour. Funny that we're doing a collabed headline tour. Shout out to Up and Adam, guys, because Up and Adam and I were the ones to do it first. And it's just so funny that we were doing this back in 2022. And now we have, housewives that are on pause that are doing it now. And it's like, oh, groundbreaking. Um, but listen, Adam and I definitely set the trend. You have to put a little respect on our names, okay? We did it first, and then everybody else went and continued to follow the trend. You got to set the trend, right? Don't follow the trend, set them. And I'm glad that I always do. Anyway, sorry. But they were doing these live shows and they had, my favorite, Dave Quinn. He moderated one of them, and I guess he moderated them, and also Peter Panos moderated moderated a couple of them as well. Yeah, Peter Panos. He has a podcast. It's called the Simply Deep Podcast. I've been on it, and I've been on his podcast in the past. But so they both did the city winery tours for the city winery shows for the Blonde Ambition tour with Dorinda and Marge. And then they were supposed to have another one that was supposed to be today, December 2nd at City Winery in, I believe, New York. And then it was suddenly pulled and the show was abruptly canceled. And everybody's like, what? Why was it canceled? What's happening? What's going on? Are they beefing? Are they feuding? Because then there was this conversation that they had on Jeff Lewis Live. And so I've done Jeff Lewis Live. And when you guys, I don't know if you guys watch it, but so when you go into the studio, they always tell you ahead of time, like, we have the show and then we have the live feed. And the live feed is running the entire time that we are in the studio. Okay. So even when we're on a commercial break, the live feed is still running for the fans. So if you're a subscriber, the live feed is still consistently going. Okay. So they're filming everything that happens in studio. And they told me, even when the commercial break is on, whatever you say into the mic is being broadcast, it is being recorded, all of it. And so we've had moments where, sometimes people will say something and they don't remember. They'll say something and then they forget that it's on, and then they let something slip because they're like, oh, well, it's on a commercial break. Nobody's listening. But so during one of the commercial breaks when Marge and Dorinda were on, they got into some beef. And there's a clip that was circulating, and it was about like Dorinda was upset that Marge made some sort of comment, and the comment was about Peter. And she's just like, well, you don't like Peter. And then Dorinda's like, I didn't say that. It wasn't that I didn't like Peter. It was very, they were going at it about like Dorinda being like, you're putting words in my mouth. And Marge is like, well, you did say that you didn't really like Peter, or something to that effect. Right. And I was very confused, and I had to dig into it deeper because the clip didn't really give us any context. And so what it looks like is it seems Dorinda Medley prefers Dave Quinn over Peter Panos. And it seems like Dorinda maybe didn't like Peter. He's a great guy, very sweet guy. Like I said, I've done his podcast. I think he's great. So yeah, he does a lot of content on Instagram and on social media. And so I can understand why Dorinda probably likes Dave Quinn a bit more, because I think in Dorinda's head, oh, if I have a good relationship with Dave Quinn, he'll continue to write about me in People magazine. And like, that's what Dave Quinn does. He sucks up to the housewives, and, he eats their coochies. That way they get good coverage on People. That's, same thing with a lot of them, right? And then they go and they get to live their best life and have their John Jansen interviews. But listen, it seems like Dorinda, from everything that I've gathered and from all the pieces that I was able to dig up, it does sound like Dorinda is the real root of the issue. So a lot of people were going around online and saying that the reason that the December 2nd show at City Winery was canceled is because of low ticket sales, which is just a low budget rumor. Like, people have said that if a housewife show in the past has gotten canceled, they'll just say that, oh, it's because there were low ticket sales. I'll tell you right now, these shows don't get canceled because of low ticket sales. Because at the end of the day, they will fill the room with people, random people. They'll give tickets away. They'll have friends, bring friends. Because at the end of the day, the venue just wants people and bodies in the room. So however they have to fill the room, they can fill the room, and they'll do what they got to do, right? Whether it's guests that come in, they'll just have them come see the show. Then they get dinner and a show. All the venue cares about is that there are bodies in the room to buy drinks and to buy food. And they can set up the room differently. They can kill tables that way and spread the tables out a little bit more. That way it looks like the room is fuller than it actually is. And that's um, just kind of how it is. It's not really that deep. So no, I can confirm that the ticket sales were selling just fine, and that it was not canceled because of the ticket sales, but it was canceled because of drama that was going on behind the scenes. And it appeared that a lot of the drama was stemming from Dorinda, from what I've been told. She was not easy to work with, and as a result of that, it seems that the the show did not go on. They decided to pull it, which I think is kind of dumb. I don't think that that's going to help their reputation, whoever's doing the booking. Yeah, it just not the best. Not the best. So it seems like whatever the issue was, or it just seems like Dorinda's not easy to work with. Like that really seems to be the crux of it. Is Dorinda's just, she was snipping at Marge on Jeff Lewis Live. She had no problem arguing with Marge on Jeff Lewis Live. I think that would create for an interesting Real Housewives show if we did some sort of mashup show where we take some of the Jersey ladies and some of the New York ladies and we put them all together in a new Real Housewives style show based in the tri-state area. I think that would be interesting and fun to watch. I'm not against it. I'm very much here for it. But yeah. All right. Well, Janelle, that's what I got for you. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Sorry, guys. Brain. Sorry, and Jacques just texted me, and he's like, "How do you know this guy? Have you had sex with him? We just matched on Hinge." And then I was like, "Oh my God, Jacques, that's the guy I was dating a few months ago." Like, no, you cannot date him, and no, you cannot have sex with it. Oh my God, this is gonna be Disaster Daters season 3. Jacques and I are gonna fight now. You cannot bang my ex. No, like that's not no. What was his deal again? I remember you told me about him. It doesn't matter what his deal is. You cannot bang my ex. No. Sorry. You can't, like, no sloppy seconds. I mean, unless I give you permission, but like, sorry, this is just coming in real time right now. You cannot bang my ex. No, it's not. We don't bang friends' exes. We don't do sloppy seconds. Like, hard no. Hard no. Like, how is hard no? What was his deal again? I remember you told me about him. Well, then you would remember. He does not have permission. Bro code. Dramas afoot. Is this the 4th of July guy? Yes, this is the 4th of July guy. Remember? I told the story on Disaster Daters, but like, we had been, seeing each other. I mean, it ended on 4th of July, but we started talking in April. So from April to July. Yeah, fireworks. Yes. Well, because I was with my family and then he called me and he's on 4th of July and he's like, come over. And I was like, I'm with my family right now. And he's like, well, just come over. I have a hotel room. It's all to myself. The company's paying for it. So we just like, I have this room. It's all to myself. And like, I want to spend time with you. And I was like, okay, fine. So I left my family's early. I left my dogs with my mom because she's like, I'll take care of your dogs for the night. Like, go have fun. And so I went and then I met him and then he was really drunk. And then I was like, okay, well, we can just like cuddle and hang out. And then he's like, oh, well, my friends want to go bar hopping. And I'm like, you're already drunk. And then he like wanted to hang out with his friends. And I was like, well, I don't want to go out. I'm not dressed to go out. I'm not comfortable going out. Like, I don't want to go out. Came and left my family to spend time with you. And he was just like a jerk and an asshole. And I was like, I'm not tolerating this type of behavior. Fuck you. I left and I went home alone, not even with my doggies. Zack, you should go to Days of Our Lives. Shut up. I love real-time interruptions. Don't we all? Pamela says, I told a friend one time who wanted to date my ex, if you want my sloppy seconds, have it. No, don't have it. I don't want you to have it. You are not having it. There is no having of it. This is why I can't do a live show, because when shit happens, like it just happens live. Okay, I have to go tape Juicy Scoop. Did he have whiskey dick? Well, we didn't even try to have sex that night. Cassie says, I feel blessed to have such loyal friends, even if we aren't friends anymore. We have never dated each other's exes. Stacy says, maybe it would be interesting if you give him permission and then you guys can compare and discuss and debate on disaster daters. Just a thought. Stacy, that is a hard pass, Stacy. Like, why would I want to put myself in such an uncomfortable position where we publicly discuss screwing the same person and then break down the details of that? Like, Stacy, would you do that? Would you and one of your friends bang the same guy and then go publicly on the internet and then dissect it? This is not the kind of chaos we are looking for, y'all, right? Michelle's like, yeah, let's not. Michelle's like now being sane, and she's like, let's dial this back. Let's come, like, dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. Sounds like a future three-way. No. Laughing, that would be one hell of a show. Could you imagine? Everyone's like, oh my God, Stacy, girl, right? Stacy's like, do it for the content. I do enough for the content. You want me to do that? Do it for us. Oh man. Okay, everyone's like, Stacy, that's like way too chaotic. Everyone's like, we know Zack is like, on a scale of 1 to 10 crazy, Zack's like a 12, but like, Stacy. Michelle says this live chat is full of bad influences. Like, I don't know. What is bro code? Is bro code like, oh my God, LOL, I'm definitely going to unmatch him? This is like when Adriana Demora on Real Housewives of Miami ended up matching with Marisol's ex, and then she was talking to Marisol's ex. I'm not blushing, my love. I promise you, I'm not blushing. The flush that you see in my face is from the blood that is building up inside me right now. I love a good three-way. Not doing that. You could compare on members only. No, we're not comparing at all. Literally at all. That would be so YouTube ban worthy. Yeah, probably. Oh, hi, Bravo, babe. Bro code is don't screw my ex. Exactly. I don't know. If it bothers you, then no, that's the bro code. Yeah, right? These are the days of Zack's life. This is Vanderpump Rules happening in real time with you right now. I no longer speak to my sister because she was living in my house, sleeping with my boyfriend behind my back while I was at work. Sierra, this beat is automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky. Sierra, that is wild. Bro code is find your own douchebag to date. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I have to go. Sorry, guys. I have to go tape. I'm already running late. I need to go tape Juicy Scoop. All right. But I will talk to you tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm probably going to get in trouble by Jacques. Somebody's going to send this to him and he's like, girl, why are you going on the internet saying, no, we're supposed to be friends and you're not supposed to share our private text messages? And it's going to be a whole Kyle versus Dorit situation. So thank you. Vanderpump Zack. Christina said, no, Zack rules. Christina said, but if every guy you dated was off limits, then there would just be no one left. Okay, well, I don't date that many guys, but it's one thing to like have a random hookup with the guy. It's another thing, like I was dating this guy for months, Send it to Disaster Daters. Yes, Sierra, send your story into Disaster Daters, please. Foggy Bottom says, broken everything running to the comment section like waggity. Have a good show. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. I got to run. I'm running late. I love you. I appreciate you. Be sure to remember, Buy Array on sale. Today is the last day to get the Cyber Monday sale, 30% off site-wide. Use code ZACK, Z-A-C-K. Use code ZACK for free shipping on top of the 30% off. And give Lipozine a try. Lipozine. Give it a try. Lipozine.com. Use code NOFILTER. Also, cameos are on sale today, too, for Cyber Monday. That's another Cyber Monday deal. go on Cameo. You can book a Cameo with me. Just plain Zack is my handle, or look up Zack Peter on Cameo. The link is in the description below for all three: Cameo, BioArray, and Lipozane. Yeah. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack, and I will talk to you later, skater. Holla. Adela makes me holla. Holla, holla, holla. Okay, guys, I've got to run, but have a great rest of your Monday, and I will. Don't forget to leave an Apple Podcast review. Please leave all the good reviews. Love you. Appreciate you. Ooh, Sharon says Zack is a good cameo. Thank you. My cameos are great, so go book one. All right. Ciao. Bye, guys. Love you. Mean it. Bye.